Shalom, man. Shalom. It's your brother Saint Isaiah coming through with the coming through. I said maybe I can get one more week of braids out of these braids. So just wrapped it up, called it a day. Gonna look at Ecclesiastes 5 today, man. It's currently like 4 a.m. Rise up early to sit with wisdom, you know. And man, I could definitely feel wisdom walking with me every day since I've started this more. Wisdom speaks more when I see an opportunity for wisdom in the street. So hope everybody else having that same beautiful experience, right? So let's just get right into it. You know, brother got things to do in a couple hours or so. So, you know. So he says, keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Right? So he's saying, don't go into the house, the temple, the church, the house of the Most High, all crazy, all frantic, coming in there, pushing women out the way, kicking men out the way, pushing old ladies out the way to say, hey, man, why can't we eat shrimp? Right? Or why can't we do this? Not knowing there's people waiting in line that's been there for hours. Right? So it's wiser to hear, be more ready to hear than to speak and getting the sacrifices of fools. Right? It says a fool is known by a multitude of words. And let's look at the next verse. He says, be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter things before the Most High. For the Most High is in heaven, and thou on earth. Therefore let thy words be few. So don't be talking to the Most High like you know him, like you crazy. You know, like he one of your don't be like your mama used to say, don't be talking to me like I'm one of your little friends. Right? So it's that same idea, man. Like Most High is in heaven, you on earth. Why are you cursing at the Most High? Why are you demanding things of the Most High when you're a sinner? You know, so go there with humility and humbleness. It says, for a dream cometh to a multitude of business. So Most High can send you dreams, and that could show you a multitude of business, right? Great works and wonders, kingdoms rising, kingdoms falling. But we got to be wary with that too, because even dreams, you know, can deceive us. So it's wise to discern. You can't believe every dream. But it says the Most High speaks to us through dreams. So you got to be wise to discern. It says, for a dream cometh through a multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by a multitude of words. When thou vowest a vow, when thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou vowest. It is better that thou shouldest not vow, and I shouldest vow and not pay. You see, so don't say nothing. Don't be too quick with your mouth, right? You got to remember, you talking to the Most High. You ain't talking to one of your little friends. You know, he says, suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. Neither say before the angel, it was an error. Wherefore the Most High shall be angry with thy voice and destroy the work of thy hands. Oh man. It's like when you know you gotta sneeze, you don't. That gotta be some like quantum reality, like because it's observed just moving weird or something. All right. He says, for a multitude of dreams and many diverse words, many words, there are also diverse vanities. Right? So he says, for a multitude of dreams and many words, there are also diverse vanities. All right? But fear thou the most high. See that? So you gotta discern. You gotta know what's going on. He says, thou seest the oppression of the poor and the violent perverting of the judgment and justice in the province. Marvel not at the matter. For he that is higher than the highest regarded, and there be higher than they. Right? So don't be astonished when you see the townsmen abusing the people, and then the governor come up, and then the king come up to be higher, right? But the Most High is the judge. Fear thou the Most High, right? He says, moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field, right? The profit, the riches, right? And the abundance thereof. The corn, the wine, the grapes, the figs, the profit thereof is for everybody. Even the king, the man who's covered in gold, sits on a throne with a scepter with 1,000 servants. Even he still got to eat. Even he needs to make sure it's food. All right. So even the king himself is served by the field. So let's look at that for a second, because we only 7 minutes in and we nearly done. Um, Even the king is served by the field. Hmm. I think that's pretty deep because it's about understanding, like even the field, the earth serves the king. King, it's like the king take care of the earth take care of the king. The earth don't care that you a king because the earth knows that it's above all, right? Like you living off me, Jack, right? So it's important to honor the earth. It's important to honor the food that the Most High bestows upon us and not waste it, right? Like let's look into this next verse. It says, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity, right? So if you love silver, and this is a tricky verse to understand too. That's why we got wisdom. That's why it's important to learn wisdom. It says, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver. Right. So when you want love from your wife or your woman, or you could be a woman, so you want love from your man, it's like it's never enough, right? You always need more. Like, yeah, I know you love me tomorrow, but what about today? Or I know you love me yesterday, but what about today? What have you done for me lately? Right? So it's like when you love things, man, when you love kids, you always want more. When you love women, you always want more, right? When you love riches, you always want more, right? So when you love things, there's no end to it. There's no end to love. Ain't no end to love, bro. Dang, it's an end to hatred. Like, yeah, I burnt his house down. I, did that, did this, did that. I'm good now. I'm satisfied. I got my get back. I need that, right? I'm satisfied now. But when it comes to love, man, I've been loving this girl since preschool. I've been loving this girl since the first grade, right? She did all this, she did all that. I still love her. Ain't no end to love. So people this when somebody stop messing with you, when they give up on you, it's because they ran out of love. And that's the thing, you don't run out of love, bro. You don't run out of love. You see that? So it ain't no I fell out of love with you, or you gotta hit with the side A. I still really, really love you. Right? So man, that's crazy. It ain't no end to love, but it's an end to hatred. It's an end to strife. It's an end to envy, jealousy, lust. It's an end to lust. Even when you satisfy, you eat that piece of chicken, you eat that piece of quail, right? You deal with not your lady, but a lady, the lady of the night, right? It's an end to that lust. Ain't no end to love, y'all. Remember that. So somebody say they love you, that's that unconditional, and that's, obviously you don't be putting up with no folly, no crackhead stuff or whatever, some crazy ghetto stuff. It's like I love you, G, but go on over there, bro. Cause you gonna drag me with you. Right? So he says, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. Now let's look at the double-edged sword on that. So, and that's the thing too. It's like me, I don't necessarily love money. I don't love it at all, to be honest, but I understand it's a tool and it's a blessing from the Most High. And that's the thing. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Because you love money, you're going to do things that you're not supposed to be doing. The love of money will make you do some hateful things, right? So it's like you could read this and be like, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver. You mean I could get all this money and I ain't never gonna be happy? I'm gonna keep being a hustler. I'm gonna keep going to get it. I'm gonna keep seeing it grow. Oh yeah, I want that. You see that? So it's like it's like two different kinds of love, right? It's like I love silver, so I'm gonna protect it. I'm gonna put it in places where it can be useful. I'm gonna put it in its true nature, so I'm not gonna be satisfied with it. I'm not gonna say it's like, all right, I'm a millionaire now. I got enough. Like I think we're gonna learn that in Ecclesiastes. You say it's not enough. You sound, but it's not enough, right? So he says, you know, and that's just simple, man. You gotta. The more money you gotta learn how to take care of it. The more kids you gotta learn how to take care of more kids. Just because you want and love more kids, don't mean something wrong with you. That just means you want an abundance and you want to work with an abundance. Some people want to work with little. Some people want to work with a lot. We all different size cups, man. May the Most High just fill each and every one up. He says, verse 11, when goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And is what good is there than the owners thereof saving beholding of them with their eyes? Right? What's the point of being rich other than the fact you can open your bank account and see you got $20,000, 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 100,000, right? So what's the point of it other than just looking at it? He says, the sleep of a laborious man is sweet, whether he eat little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. Right? So when you work hard, you do your construction job or your HVAC or your your medical job or whatever, man. It could be anything. 12 hours of writing, just working hard, giving it all you got. Two things gonna happen. A, you're gonna sleep good. B, you're gonna be successful, right? Because you're diligent in your work, right? You see this, me being diligent in these, getting more videos, more views and stuff. Like once it's that's literally the blueprint. Like staying consistent and being diligent. That's all it takes, man. And you can achieve anything. If you diligent and wanting to be a police officer, that's what you're gonna be able to do. If you diligent and persistent to being an actor, you're gonna get your break, right? If you diligent and being this or whatever, you're gonna get your break, right? But it's about putting in 1,000 hours. Not everybody willing to put in 1,000 hours. How bad do you want to be that singer? How bad do you want to be that guitarist? How bad do you want to be that gymnast, that martial artist? All right, got to put in 1,000 hours. Count it out. You got time. You got 60 more years. You'll be all right. Shit. You be like, man, my knees and back hurt. All right, you guys. It only take 3 months to get it right. He says, "There's a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he begatteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. As he cameth forth from his mother's womb, naked shall he go as he came, and he shall take nothing of his labor, which is carried away with his hand, which he may carry away in his hand. And this is a sore evil." So I don't know why it's easier for me to read when it's super tiny. It says, "And this is a sore evil, that in all points he came, so shall he go. And what profit hath he labored for the wind? All his days he also eateth in darkness, and hath much sorrow, and his wrath, and wrath with his sickness." Right? So this is pretty much going into people got money, pretty much like paying taxes and stuff. You can't ain't no money for your kids because you got to pay the government. I like to think about this, and it's like actors or like people like doctors, financiers. It's like you got to pay taxes, especially if you don't know what you're doing. You're paying at least 50%, and then those riches peril by evil travail. He begetteth a son. There is nothing in his hand. Right? Says, "Behold, I have seen that which is good." Now he's saying, I've seen that which is good. So he's just saying that which is evil, meaning you work hard, people take your money. It could be the government, child support, anything, right? That's a very bad thing when you work hard and your work's not paying off, right? So he says, Behold, that which I have seen is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of his labor that he taketh under the sun all of the days of his life, which the Most High give him, for this is his portion. So what's your portion? To eat, to drink, to enjoy the good of your labor that you taketh under the sun all of the days of your life. So your work is what you're gonna find peace in. Your work is what's gonna make you happy. All right, people be out here depressed, killing themselves because you don't know what you want to do. You don't know your work. You don't know your purpose. You don't know what you want to be when you grow up. So you stop growing. All right. He says, "Every man also whom have riches, whom the Most High have given riches and wealth, and have given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God. You see that? So it's two different things right here. Your portion is to work, to eat, to drink, enjoy your labor. But a gift from God is to eat. Let's see, is to give riches, wealth. Yeah, is when the Most High gives you riches and wealth, and have give him power to eat thereof and to take his portion. Right. So now you got riches and wealth. Most High letting you keep it now. Maybe instead of you paying 60% in tax, now you only got to pay 15 because Most High gave you that wisdom to kind of finagle the tax system, like Donald Trump and them. Right. So he says, "For he shall not remember much the days of his life, because the Most High answers him in the joy of his heart." You see that? You don't remember that time when you went on vacation and what's the name, Phil, and y'all was cracking up and ha 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 ha. Oh, I forgot about that. But you sure remember rent being late. You sure remember when they took advantage of you. You sure remember when she broke your heart, right? But you don't remember the good times. That's why people be sad and stuff. It's like you don't remember none of that, right? So he says, "He shall not remember the days of his life, because the Most High answereth him in the joy of his heart." See, people be 90 years old and be miserable because they had long, miserable, terrible, bad things happen in their life. But now people who age gracefully, ready to go to the Most High, like, man, it's been a great ride. You know, you don't really, you don't really have no issues like that. So that being said, man, that was a little decent 22-minute video. um, I, I, it's funny. I want to start ending it like The Sopranos. Was that The Sopranos or Godfather? I think it was Godfather. The Sopranos didn't end like that. Yeah, when it just cut off the black mid sentence or whatever. I ain't gonna do that to y'all again, man. You know, I almost pressed the button just now. My finger slipped. But all right, man. Most High bless y'all.